I think we've seen some reprehensible scenes. We've seen violence against protesters. We've seen, I think, today, intimidation and harassment of journalists and reporters, abuse of the internet and the mobile phone system. Now, the Vice President has promised an investigation into some of these things. I think it's very important that investigation is full and open and has the confidence of people in Egypt and the international community. And I think following these events, it's important to restate that the world is watching, and that the Egyptian authorities should understand the world is watching how these protests are treated and how the orderly transition that we have called for and continue to call for takes place in Egypt.
So on the 27th of January, you said, and I quote, "It is not for other countries to dictate who should be in power or what their tactics should be." Do you stand by that?
Yes, we've determinedly not said who should be in the cabinet or who should be the president on a particular date, but we can say what should be the characteristics of change in Egypt. We are giving very good advice, I think, to Egyptian authorities and leaders that having embarked on change, it's very important to make that change, in the eyes of the people and the world, irrevocable change, real and visible change. It is for them in Egypt, of course, to determine exactly what form that takes, who is in power, when elections are held. Of course, they are a sovereign nation, but I think we do have to urge them in the right direction, in line with the values that we hold and values we would advocate to any nation.
If you'd been in power a few years ago, would you have made more of an effort to encourage reform in Egypt?
When I visited Cairo in early November, I made the case to Egyptian leaders that they needed a stronger opposition, that in the parliamentary elections that were held at the end of November, they needed to allow and even encourage the development of a stronger, secular, democratic opposition so that people could expect some alternating in government in Egypt, and that would happen through the political system rather than through violence and attempted revolution. So actually we have made that case to the Egyptian leaders. I think it was right to do so, and it's regrettable that that advice wasn't taken.